Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 3 in now what I now know to be a best of 3 series, Rain versus SC. Game 3 taking place here on Metalopolis. We are going to have SC spawning as the blue Terran player. Meanwhile, SC spawning as the blue Terran player. Meanwhile, Rain spawning as the red Terran player. Classic red versus blue, excuse me, here on Metalopolis. And it is going to be a full cross spawn. I didn't keep track of what version of Metalopolis this was, so I don't know if ally spawns are possible. But based upon the best of 3 format, and also the fact that Game 2 was on a different version of Tal'Darim altar, I will assume that ally spawns are not very, very likely. Now, taking into consideration everything that's happening so far, a very, very long macro-intensive game that went in favor of SC, a little bit of a shorter game between Rain and SC, but Rain, Rain on the game 1, both sides didn't really engage against each other. It almost felt like a standoff for quite some time before something actually went down. We can now see SC opening up with this time going for the refinery first. So I believe this was the build that Rain actually went for last game, and now it's up to SC to use it this time. So we'll see who has the better early harassment and early engagement. Banshees, Hellions, Reapers, all 3 are very, very viable options for that early harassment, as we now see 3 SCVs starting to mine away. A front door is being built over here. SCV is scouting out, indicating that it is not possible to do an ally spawn on this particular version of the map. SCV should just head up that ramp and then get in a little bit of scouting information. Never really realized that these little light posts are actually have a pathing radius, so they can block and do really strange, weird things. Anyways, we are getting the command center here. We are at 16 over 19, probably upgrading to an orbital command. Yes, upgrading to an orbital command by Rain. Meanwhile, we should be upgrading to an orbital command as soon as this barracks is done by SC, and then also building a factory. So the factory now being built, SC going to come in, or Rain now going to come in and see SC's base and see everything he needs to see. He knows that the gas, if he does click on it, yes, he knows that the gas has been placed down earlier. So he knows that his opponent does have a slight advantage in terms of tech. Now, because this is not close ally spawns, any Banshee harassment may be a little bit more difficult. That Marine perhaps could have actually shot down that SCV. No, the SCV deciding to back away there. We are now going into an early orbital command by Rain. We'll see what he follows this up with. That command center, the first indicator of orbital command, as I assume it won't be a planetary fortress the first time around. And we are also going into a factory. Oh, very, very interesting. So Rain now going into a factory. He may be going into a 1-1-1 build after an expansion. We are getting that starport that indicates to me that Banshees are going to be coming in the near future, especially with a second refinery already in play. And that means Cloak may come into play, definitely will come into play. And with this 1-1-1 style, he's not going to have enough Marines to really counter those Banshees. Unless he gets a lot of missile turrets, which I cannot imagine him going for right now. He may not be able to get in enough damage to actually shut down that Banshee, and the Banshee harassment may prove to be a little bit too effective. A Hellion now being trained up as well. Hellion going to be trying to do some scouting. However, there is a bunker up on that high ground, so I do not think that one bunker, or sorry, excuse me, that one Hellion will be able to really see up anywhere. We can see that there is a Zelnaga tower here currently being activated. We are going to now get a little bit of a swap around as we are now going into a starport. So that starport, as long as he trains a Viking first, will be successful. The Viking, obviously the counter unit to that Banshee, and the Banshee is now just starting the cloak, so it will not get cloaking in time, and then it will be forced to try to run away unless he is going to be going for a Viking. So Rain definitely knows what he's doing. He does have a lot of energy. We'll see if he saves up the energy on these orbital commands in order to get scanner sweeps in, as we are now also looking into that blue flame research by Rain. Banshee out on the move already. It looks to deal a lot of damage to the economic line. Rain now moving back over with a couple Marines, perhaps suspecting that there is a Banshee now coming into play. We can see, however, there's not that much energy on any of these orbital commands, and now in comes the Banshee. The Banshee already taking 20 points of damage. There's 40 points of damage, down to 10, or down to 100 hit points, as that one Viking, I believe, moves at the same speed as a Banshee. Yes, they move at exactly the same speed. So every time the Viking stops in order to fire, that Banshee gets a little bit more distance, and oh, the Viking misses it. So this Banshee will be able to come in and now perhaps start getting even more and more damage. Gonna shut down one SCV. There's one SCV already down, and now continues to cloak, and now goes in for the kill. 1 kill already, 2 kills, and 3 kills already, and now continuing to rack up the kills even further. It looks like another SCV will get destroyed. However, there's the scanner sweep. The Vikings will be able to finish it off. There it goes. The scanner sweep revealing that one Banshee, but a little bit of damage was dealt. So 400 resources lost versus 250. That one Banshee, a very, very expensive unit, as we are now going into even more Banshees. Now, I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. Banshees... like the fact that Rain has his expansion already up means that he has probably a stronger economy already going in, as another fresh Banshee tries to come in. But really not that many worker kills, especially when you consider that Rain has an additional mule over his opponent, and now that he's finally getting in a missile turret, he's not going to be forced. But these Banshees are getting in a lot of harassment. It looks like Marines are getting destroyed. Is the Banshee going to get too close? It may get actually too close to that. No, it's not getting too close. Wow, that is perhaps just close enough, and it looks like that Banshee going to be able to shut down another SCV, getting in 5 kills, and now being forced to pull back. Hellions now on the move. Both Hellions, both sides, exchanging blows, and yes, Rain taking a little bit of damage on his Hellions, but able to gain map control back. A Raven now being added by Rain, so that is definitely going to help as the Vikings look to retake the air. Rain has a smaller army at this point and a smaller food count. Army combinations, now you can see 1150 versus 1000, but Rain does have a little bit more gas, especially with those 3 Vikings, and those Vikings are causing problems for SC. Those Banshees have really been limited on how much damage they've been able to do. You can see that this one Banshee now flying and hugging around that back corner, another Banshee or another Viking being added to this group here. 3 Hellions here. And where are those Vikings? The Vikings are now going to be coming back across the center. An expansion looks like it will be set down. Yes, adding a missile turret as well. But wow, Taki or SC now moving out with a large number of Hellions, and this may be problematic as the Marines and the Marauders are now coming in as well. The Vikings are not going to really be able to do all too much, and is Rain going to have enough of an army to really fight this back? This is going to be a problem. All the Hellions are now trying to run away. The Banshee is currently cloaked, There was a missile turret down over here. SCVs desperately trying to repair this as the Vikings going after those Banshees. Auto turrets now being added as well. The Hellions not really being able to do all too much, but the Banshees and all the air has been destroyed. Massive number of SCVs, all the SCVs pushing in, so SC moving in for a true all-in here, sending in SCVs in this fight. Hellions engaging as well. Vikings going into ground mode, and I think the Vikings in ground mode, and now Auto also adding in another Banshee. SC is not going to be able to really fend off this attack at all. And wow, nicely done by Rain. Rain able to fend off a very, very large attack, and now perhaps going to do a bit of harassment of his own. That Raven is still low on hit points, finally getting repaired up, and I believe that Rain for a small moment was a little bit behind, but now he has a significant advantage. I was really concerned that SC's superior army would have been able to deal a much more devastating blow. You can now see 17 harvesters compared to 22. In comes the Banshee. Banshee looking to maximize its damage, going after SCVs, going after mules. It should really just be going after SCVs. Mules are not going to be that good of a trade at all, as that Banshee does get destroyed, but there were a decent number of worker kills coming in from both sides. The fact that Rain has one more orbital commando, and look at that, 5 mules, that is going to give him a serious economic boost, harvesting about 1,700 minerals a minute. Vikings are Vikings now getting repaired. SCVs working overtime, trying to make sure that these units stay up, and a siege tank currently getting stuck on the ramp there. We have 5 Hellions once again, and now in comes another army. And is SC going to seriously try another all-in? This may be a bit of a problem. The siege tanks do not have siege check. The siege tanks desperately need siege check. Otherwise, these Hellions, otherwise they're not going to be able to have that superior range that we're truly looking for. Hellions now once again going to be coming up the ramp. Is it going to deal enough damage is the key question. You can see the Marauders, and oh, the supply depots were raised up just in time. The Marauders knowing that, these Hellions are not nearby, and now in comes another all-in. Siege tanks not in siege mode. Vikings quickly going after another Viking. It is in ground mode. In comes a Banshee from SC, and SC now going after some of those siege tanks. It does get taken down. SCV's coming off the mineral line, but SC does have a lot of Hellions this time around. So both sides just continuing to exchange workers as Hellions and Vikings are now going to the ground mode. And it looks like, yes, once again, the attack force was turned around, and there is the GG. So Rain winning Game 3 in this best of 3 series after 2 serious all-in attempts coming in from SC. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.